Now that we are into the month of December, it's time to get serious about your Christmas slash holiday themed marketing. A couple of weeks ago, I taught a class called Cash In on the Holidays, where I gave you a dozen different ideas that you can use for marketing your voiceover business over the holiday season. And while it was themed specifically to Christmas, the reality is that you could take the concepts and really apply them to any holiday. It could be Halloween, it could be Thanksgiving, it could be Valentine's Day, it could be Easter, it could be the 4th of July. Really, it applies to any holiday. But I want to take that one step further. And I've come up with some other different ideas that I can give you to market yourself over the holiday season that I thought would make a good podcast episode. Now, this was partly inspired by a marketing strategy that I put into play myself. I live in a town that has a whole bunch of very large ponds. They call them ponds. They're almost like just giant lakes. But the point is, they're a beautiful place to walk. And there's plenty of waterfront trails all around these ponds. And these are trails that everybody in town uses. My family and I use them all throughout the summer. But really, I walk them all year long. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me posting pictures in my Instagram stories of some of the walks that I've taken on these trails. Now, these trails are maintained by a volunteer association. And that volunteer association sent out an email a few weeks ago saying, we want to light up a bunch of the trees along the trail for the holidays, and we're looking for some community members or businesses who would be willing to donate to help us do that. I jumped in on this immediately. So in exchange for a donation, they light up some trees. I get my name put on the sign. It represents my business. Everybody in town is walking by these trees and walking these trails throughout the holiday season. They get to see the different community members and businesses that supported it. You know what? Maybe it generates a voiceover opportunity or an inquiry for me. Maybe it doesn't, but it is a great way for me to be a part of my community, to support and to give back to my community as a small business owner. And so I shared the picture on Facebook in the VOpreneur group. I also shared a post about it on LinkedIn, and tons of comments and support. People loved the idea, and it was inspiring people to come up with some ideas of their own for ways that they could participate in their communities, for ways that they could market themselves this holiday season. And so, inspired by that and building on that, I came up with several other different ways that you could potentially market yourself over the holidays. And all of these ideas that I'm going to share with you today are basically no cost or very, very low cost ideas. And I think there's some ways that you could create some fun content, that you could showcase your voiceover skills, that you could create engagement with your network of leads and prospects and clients, and maybe generate some hype for yourself over the holiday season. So let's talk about some of these different marketing ideas. Number one on the list is the 12 days of voices. So this is for all of you character voice actors out there. And I know there's a lot of character voice actors out there, whether it is unique characters that you have created, maybe characters that you have used in games or in stories or in audio dramas or in other some form of content, but you have the rights or you can get permission to use those character voices. Or maybe you're doing impressions of celebrities or other characters that you enjoy and that you have the ability to do impressions of. The idea here is to put your skills to work, making some fun videos that you can share on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. Now, if you need help writing content, that's where AI can come into play. Look, AI is a tool that can be used to forward and advance your voiceover business. And this is one of those examples where you could use ChatGPT or you could use Claude and you could have it write some 60-second stories for you, or 60-second poetry, or 60-second scripts, or 30-second commercial scripts. But get it to help you write the content if you're not comfortable or confident in writing the content yourself, and do 12 days of voices, each one showcasing another side of your voiceover business, showcasing another character that you participate in. Now, if you've done a featured character in a video game or a featured character in an animation, here's an opportunity for you to partner with the studio. Go back to the animation studio or to the video game developer and say, hey, I've got this idea for some content that I want to create, and I would love to be able to use this character from the game, from the animation, whatever, and see if they'd be willing to partner with you, because now there's content and a marketing opportunity for them as well. And so you get to work within your network or advance that character that you've been a part of to create some fun holiday themed content. So that's the 12 days of voices. And that one's for all you character voice actors who are listening to the show right now who have the ability to do something like that. Number 2 on the list is going Grinch mode, because I get it. Not everybody gets as excited about Christmas as I do. Not everybody leaves a Charlie Brown tree up in their office all year round. Not everybody wants to start watching Hallmark Christmas movies right after Halloween, or actually this year, I think they even started before Halloween. So what if you went and played up Grinch mode, but you have some fun with it? You make some grumpy, slash Grinchy content using wit and sarcasm to play the anti-holiday character, which would be really easy to do. And you do that for a certain amount of time before, of course, your heart grows 3 sizes. And then you redeem yourself and your character by sharing some lovable Christmas content right before the holidays. And I think that if you are one of those people who always has some sort of snappy comeback about the fact that Christmas seems to start earlier and earlier every year, this is completely suited for you. And I'm sure that your imagination is already running wild. Number 3 on the list is virtual caroling. If you have participated in the 12 voiceover gifts of Christmas in the past, the last couple years, I have had a VOpreneur choir appear on the 12 voiceover gifts of Christmas. And it's a collection of voice actors who get together to record a song. And I play that as part of the broadcast or part of the live stream for the 12 voiceover gifts of Christmas. And one of the things that I realized is there are a lot of incredibly talented singers out there in the voiceover industry. Maybe you are one of them. Do you sing? Do you have some colleagues who sing? Could you find some colleagues who sing with a couple of strategic social media posts? What if you were to create a series of virtual caroling videos that you could share via social media, or possibly even via your email list to your clients or prospects? What if you took it one step further? What if you surveyed your clients and asked them what some of their favorite Christmas carols are? And then based on the results of that survey, those are the Christmas carols that you ultimately decided to record. Because if you're surveying your clients and finding out which ones they love, and you're recording the ones that they do love, there's a very high probability that they're going to share those carols when you do record them and share them on your social media, or share them on their social media. So it's an opportunity for you to not only potentially interact with your clients and prospects, but also to showcase another side of you, to showcase that singing side of you, and that's something else that you are available for. So this is content that, of course, can be shared on social media. You could potentially write up blog posts and share each piece on a blog post talking about the different kind of singing that you do, or the different ways that you could use singing in voiceover, or that a client could use singing in voiceover. You could include it on a portfolio page, create a specific genre page on your website for your singing, showcase all of your work there. You could even potentially add a custom demo for singing. And if you already have a custom demo for singing, then why not take that a step further and do something for the holidays where there's plenty of songs that you can sing to create some really fun and unique content. So that's virtual caroling. The next one on the list is movie magic. We are supposed to be actors, right? Now, some more so than others. I fully admit that I am a voice more than I am an actor, and that is something that I continually try to work on. But maybe you are somebody who's actually been professionally trained in theater or in dramatic acting. Maybe you do on-camera work. Maybe you've been in feature films or short films or things of that nature. So why not put your acting skills to the test by reenacting some scenes from some of your favorite Christmas movies? You could play them straight, just recreate them exactly as they were. Or you could certainly reimagine some of those scenes and have some fun, and maybe make those recreation or reenacted pieces of content a little bit more original. Part of the way that you can have fun is just incorporating your personality into this and how you film the video. Obviously, these sorts of things are things that could certainly have viral potential on social media, particularly when you strike that nerve of nostalgia, when you're recreating that scene from a movie like Christmas Vacation or Home Alone, or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, there's certain movies that for me, I have to watch every year. And every time I see content from one of those movies pop up in my feed, I have to check out the content because I have such a strong connection to those movies. They're movies that I've been watching forever. So when you get to play into that nostalgia factor, you create a new level of engagement. And that new level of engagement opens up the potential for some fun viral content. So that is movie magic. Next up on the list is ugly sweaters. Who has the ugliest sweater? Ugly Christmas sweaters are a thing, and you could totally throw down a challenge on social media or via email with your clients and prospects. Get people to share their pictures via email so you can post them, or get them to share them on their socials and tag you, but make sure you create a special hashtag for it as well. Now, I don't know about you, but when we go out shopping or when we go out for dinner as a family over the holiday season, I am the dad who's always going to wear the ugly Christmas sweater because I want to be able to embarrass my kids. And I know they hate me for it now, but one day they're going to look back and they're going to laugh and they're going to remember those times. And so I do have a few ugly Christmas sweaters, as you can see if you are currently watching this on YouTube right now. But it's really easy to find ugly Christmas sweaters. You can buy them just about anywhere. Maybe you've already got a closet full of them. Maybe you know somebody who's got a closet full of them and you could borrow them. But having some sort of an ugly Christmas sweater challenge or ugly Christmas sweater contest, again, something else that we're going to have so much fun with and something that has the potential to go viral because it gives people something to engage with. When you throw down that challenge of no, your sweat, there's no way your sweater is more ugly than mine. As soon as you say that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I want to go out and find an even more ugly sweater. So this could be a way that you could have a lot of fun. And I know part of what you're saying right now is, Mark, what the heck does this have to do with voiceover? Well, that's kind of the point, isn't it? We can't just always share voiceover related content. Part of the way that we become relatable to our audience is by showing the other sides of us. I am a voice actor, but I'm not a voice actor 24/7. There are more sides to me. There's more going on there. And there are other things that I'm interested in and other things that I participate in, other things that I like to talk about. And that's part of what makes me more human and more relatable. And so as you are creating this content, putting yourself in front of your network, showing people a different side of you. But remember that your network, if you've built your network strategically, your network is filled with leads and prospects and clients. It's filled with the creative directors and the video producers and the instructional designers and all of those people who would potentially be hiring you for voiceover. This is just a really fun way to get in front of them and pop up on their screen throughout the season. Next up on the list is audio dramas. What if you got together with some of your colleagues and produced a Christmas-themed audio drama where everyone participating gets to showcase their voice and their acting skills? Now, there's a couple of different ways that you could go about this. You could certainly use an AI tool like ChatGPT or Claude to help you write some sort of an audio drama, but here's one even better. For those of you who are working in the audiobook space, as one example, what if you were able to partner with an author in your network who could write a short audio drama for you, or who would be willing to work with you to help write a short audio drama? In exchange, you're creating this amazing piece of content that showcases their writing and your voice acting. You both get to share it across all of your social medias. You're both credited for it in the final production. So whether it's strictly an audio podcast and there's credits at the end, or you include names and websites in the show notes, or you do end up creating a video version of it and you get to put visuals on the screen or whatever. But the point is, everybody's going to get credit. Everybody's going to get an amazing piece of content. It's something fun that you can share throughout the holidays. It could be shared everywhere. You could share this across any of your social media platforms. If it's a great story, if it's a family-friendly story, if it was a kids-related story, you could send this to everybody in your email list, your clients, your leads, your prospects, and say, hey, here's a story that you might want to have or use this holiday season that could be fun to listen to as a family or share with your kids. But you get this great piece of content that showcases you and your colleagues and your acting ability. So there's a few of them to think about as you're trying to come up with ways to market yourself over the holiday season. We've got the 12 days of voices. We've got Grinch mode, virtual caroling, movie magic, ugly sweaters, audio drama, and you know me, I've always got to have one extra. There's always got to be a bonus in there somewhere. And this is one of my favorite ones because for anybody who knows me well, you know that in my heart, I am a servant. And in my heart, I'm very much a charitable, focused guy. And I'm always looking for ways that I can give back. So my bonus idea for you is to adopt a business. Pick a local small business who could use a little bit of love or attention this holiday season and adopt them for the next few weeks. So maybe it's a local grocer, one of the independent grocers, right? Don't go and walk into one of the chains, but maybe you walk into one of the independent grocers and say, for the next couple of weeks, I would like to record a series of messages or announcements that you can play on your in-store audio system. No charge. I just want to do this for you as a way of giving back and saying thank you this holiday season. Or maybe you walk into a mom and pop retailer and you offer to narrate a couple of social media videos that are going to be used for a limited time, just over the next couple of weeks. Or maybe you talk to a local dentist or a lawyer or a realtor or something like that, and you offer to do a couple of holiday voicemail greetings for them, maybe one that shares their hours, maybe one with a special holiday themed message that they leave, an on-hold message. But the idea here is that you're not trying to sell voiceovers. You're just trying to give back. You're generating some good karma. You're creating goodwill within the community, and potentially creating a strategic partner going forward as well. Let your imagination run wild on this. Remember, it's not just always about trying to sell a voiceover, but sometimes it's just about doing something good and putting that positive energy out there into the universe and waiting to see how that may or may not come back to you one day. Now, if you are enjoying these ideas, or if you weren't writing them down fast enough, you're driving in the car, you're listening while you're out on your run, or you're at the gym or whatever, write down just this one thing. Go to VOpreneur.com /12 tips of Christmas. VOpreneur.com /12 tips of Christmas. I'll put that link in the show notes as well. But if you go to that website address, you will be able to download a free guide that is going to give you these ideas plus some extra ones that I didn't mention in the episode. So again, that's VOpreneur.com /12 tips of Christmas. One more thing. Whatever of these that you decide to implement, and I hope that you'll play around with a few of them, would you make sure that you tag me or email it to me, bring it to my attention so I can see what you're up to. I really get excited about seeing how these ideas get implemented and seeing how these ideas make a difference in the business of everyday VOpreneurs just like you. The website again, VOpreneur.com /12 tips of Christmas to get the free download.